Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm reviewing a book entitled The Concubine, and this book was written by Elechi Amadi. So Nigerian literature in the building. I'm so excited. And so a few months ago, I visited a bookstore. I saw this book on the shelves, and I really got attracted to the book. I was like, The Concubine. And so when I got the book from the shelves, I checked the preview, and it talks about a beautiful young widow of an exemplary character. And so I was like, beautiful young widow. So being a young widow myself, I started, I got curious, wanting to know what Elechi Amadi, talks about this, this young widow who's so beautiful. And so I purchased the book, and it's what I've been reading for the past few weeks. And so The Concubine is the book once again. The Concubine by Elechi Amadi. The setting of the book is pre-colonial Nigeria, and it mainly talks about the Igbo culture. And so this book is basically about a young widow by the name of Ihoma. So Ihoma was married to Emenike, who finds himself in a fight with Madume, and in the process he loses his life. Madume, according to tradition, he was supposed to inherit Ihoma as a wife, and so in the process Madume also lost his life. And so there was another man by the name of Ikweme. So Ikweme was set to marry Ahurole. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but then he still had eyes for Ihoma, because Ihoma was a very beautiful lady, and she was full of character. She was a good woman. So we see how Ikweme really loved this woman. So but because tradition forbade him to marry this lady, so he had to go ahead and marry Ahurole. So when he married Ahurole, their house wasn't really a peaceful house. They would fight every day. They would quarrel, because Ahurole was quite a nagging woman. And so when Ahurole's mother saw that the daughter was really losing the marriage, and that there was no peace in the daughter's marriage, she collected a love potion and gave it to her daughter. And so when Ahurole got the love potion and gave to the husband got mad in the process. And so Ihoma had to come to the rescue, to help cure Ikweme from the madness. And so after everything, Ikweme went ahead and said, I'm going to marry Ihoma regardless of everything that surrounds her. I'm going to marry her. As the wedding processes were in full swing, as they were trying to make everything work, they visited the shrine where Anyika, who was the medicine man, told them to say their marriage was doomed to fail. Their marriage was not going to work. And so they couldn't believe that, because you are in love and someone tells you to say it's not going to work. Who can believe that? Can you just accept that without putting up a fight? And so they thought love conquered all, and of course it does. They went ahead with the marriage processes, and so we see Ihoma's son shoots an arrow which was meant to kill lizards for sacrifice. That arrow was shot accidentally at Ikweme, and he lost his life in the process. Reading this book, I was just shocked. Like the whole time I was like, oh, not again. So you find that because the book tells us to say this Ihoma of a woman was a very beautiful woman, and she had a very good character. She fights this and that. She was a good woman, a characterful woman. But then we say, why isn't she happy? So I wasn't really okay with that, because widows also deserve to be happy. Regardless of what's going around, they also need to be happy. They also need to be loved, and she deserved happiness, at least at last. Our hopes were just going down, and I really didn't like that fact. And I liked the fact that in the book they describe how how they try to take care of the widows, to say that the houses were in an African setup, more especially in the villages, houses they're not very far from each other. They build a community. They build the houses are just close by, such that if you have a problem, your neighbors or your relatives around, or the neighbors or the people around the community can easily come to help you. And I really like that fact. You find that there was a time that Ihoma wanted to have her house thatched, and people would just come through to help her and everything. And I think that that's really good. That really shows the spirit of Ubuntu. We take care of each other when needs be, and I really love that fact. I would want to say, but why would every husband or every lover that Ihoma has Boaz or Ihoma, you know, finds herself with dies. Why was that? And so it was revealed, because even Ihoma didn't know why, but then it was revealed to say she was married to a sea god. She was married to a sea king who was very jealous, who husbands or of her lovers. And so since he was a very jealous king, he would always, you know, claim the lives of Ihoma's lovers until maybe she remains just a concubine. You know, this is a young woman and she doesn't even know her fate, and then things just keep unfolding, until she is told to say she's actually, you know, married to a sea god, to a sea king. And I'm like, okay. And so Elechi Amadi really did a very good job in bringing out, you know, different themes in the book, you know, themes of gender roles, themes of traditions, you know, customs, beliefs, you know, jealousy, love, greed, hatred, and freedom. So I found this book very interesting. It really made an interesting read, regardless of the sad ending. But yeah, it's what it was. It's what it was. And I would recommend those that love African classic books. This could be one of the books that you can start from if you want to know more about the Igbo culture, because the book talks mainly about the Igbo culture. So if you want to know more about the Igbo culture, this could be the book you could start from. But then I know a lot of things could have changed because of modernity and everything that comes with it. But you can still get one or two things and have an idea of what really goes on in an Igbo culture. And so I really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed the book, and I would rate it 3.5 because I expected it to have a happy ending, but it is. So I would give it 3.5. And so if you want to read it, or if you've read it, you can we can share the lessons. You can share what really stood out for you in the book in the comment section down below. I would end the review here, and thank you so much for watching up to this far. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, goodbye.